We got a whole wedding, y'all. We got a wedding. We are through the wedding dress shopping. We are through the tuck shopping. We are through the bachelor and the bachelorette parties, y'all. We got a wedding. Episode 1. Oh my God. What's good, y'all? Welcome and welcome back to the channel. I'm Tammy. This is Tammy Talks. We are here to talk Married at First Sight, Season 18, Episode 1, Chicago Hopefuls. If you are brand new to the channel or you're back from last season because you typed in Tammy Talks Mavs, Tammy Talks Married at First Sight. If you're here from Love is Blind because you're stuck around and I'm in your algorithm now and you have not yet subscribed, do me a favor, y'all. I am less than 100 subscribers away from 28,000. I need 70 of y'all, 70 of y'all. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Thumbs up the video if you enjoy it. And then, as always, leave all your comments down below. I'm excited. We haven't had Married at First Sight on in a while. No, we're going to forget what happened last season, okay? We're not worried about last season. We have pushed Denver so far out of our mental that it's gone. We are going to talk about these new couples. So let's get right into it, y'all. So the editing this season is way different, right? This was a very fast-paced moving episode. I enjoyed it, though. I'm okay with it. More than okay with it. So typically we sit through each individual person being told by one of the experts that they're getting married in 2 weeks. We then have to sit through each individual person, tell their family and friends, some being excited, some being like not excited for them. Then we have to sit through each individual person getting their dress and or tux. Then we see them all meet up. They got through this so fast, so I'm gonna go through it with the same speed. All right. So first up, we meet Michelle and David, okay? So because I did a cast reveal video already, I'm going to be super vague with this, and I'm going to just give you guys what I think are the highlights out of some of these conversations they had with their loved ones. So Michelle says she doesn't need a guy to do anything for her. Michelle also said that she likes a light-skinned black guy. That's problematic to say, Michelle. It's a little problematic. What if they would have matched you with a very dark-skinned Morris Chestnut man or a Lance Gross? You know what I mean? Or a Travante. Michelle, you are on a sticky. I'm sorry, sis, but something about that statement just screamed problematic to me. I can't explain why, but something about it screamed problematic to me. We also meet David. David is talking to his I think that was his family, and he wants a loyal and independent woman that has the strong family ties that he has. So he's super, super close with his family. He is a self-proclaimed, very loud and proud mama's boy, to the fact that his mother was like, when he went to college, when David went to college, I had to, move my husband out the way because David looked so much like his father, and the mother was having withdrawals. Okay. David then turns around and says that he typically goes for white women that are blonde with blue eyes. I said, okay. Now, David is Puerto Rican, I believe. So the experts listen to y'all. They gave you a light skin can, and they gave you a white woman, blonde hair, blue eyes. This is what you asked for, so I hope it works. Let's go to the next couple. So then we meet Icaty and Emon, okay? So Icaty wants a safe space and a best friend. So he's out axe throwing with some of his people, and he was like, I'm getting married at first sight. His friend was like, married? Yes, married at first sight. I mean, but like, y'all gonna get like married, like without seeing each other, married at first sight. I said, let's cut this. Let's cut this scene because this is going nowhere. So Icaty wants to be his wife's cheerleader and motivator. He wants to, make sure her tires have air in it. He want to put gas in her car. They're in Chicago. He want to brush the snow off her car. He wants to take care of his wife and be a provider and a cheerleader for her. He said that he didn't get picked in Houston when he tried, but he feels that now, by him getting matched in Chicago, his wife is in Chicago, and or his wife has been in Chicago the entire time. Okay, it's given desperate to be on TV. It's given you didn't really try to find nobody in Houston, and then as soon as you came to Chicago, you didn't try to find anybody in Chicago. You wanted to wait for the show. Eyes are on you, Icaty. I have not. It is not lost upon me, right, that you say you're a creative and you do art and you do music and all this other type of stuff. Let me find out that you on here trying to become an influencer. You're trying to become a public figure. You are on a sticky, Icaty. Move over, Michelle. Okay? Emon is a proud first generation Nigerian American. So she said that she wants to find her soulmate and start a family. So she doesn't want to date for fun anymore. She wants to date to, find her forever love. So she said that growing up, she wanted to make her parents proud and make them feel as if they made the right decision by coming over to America. So because of that, she felt that she had to make her father proud by focusing on her career. I believe she's a registered nurse. I think that's what her scrub said. If I'm wrong, I apologize. But now that her father has passed away, she's ready to date. Now, that was odd to me because when she said that and they panned over to the memorial that she had for her father, I was like, girl, are you saying that now that your father is gone, you about to start dating? Like, did you... Maybe I heard it wrong, but that's how it came across to me. Nonetheless, they look good together based on the picture, so fingers crossed for them. Next up, we have Allen and Madison. They're a lot. So, Allen is tuck shopping already. And I said, what the what? Tuck shopping the first episode, and this is all wrapped in the scene where we don't even see him tell his people he's getting married. We're straight at the tuck shopping. I said, married at first sight, hurt or cry. They said y'all ran through us last season, and we're not going to have that again this season. I said, look at y'all coming through with the come through. Coming through with the come through. All right? So, Allen is tuck shopping. He has his mom there and some of his people. Allen said that he's quiet at work. Then at happy hour, he busts out with a little fur and the thuggish, ruggish goes on. I said, oh, that sounded racist. I'm sorry, but that sounded very racist, Allen. I know you probably didn't mean it to be, but that did not come out the way that I think you wanted it to. And my eye is on you because of that. So he wants to create the family that he never had. So he is a child of divorce where his father was still doing very well and doing good for himself, and his mother struggled so much to the point that sometimes they had to skip a meal or conserve certain meals. And I said, so what in the lack of child support is going on? I'm sorry, but even if your parents are divorced, and I'm not a child of divorce, so I'm speaking hypothetically, okay? Even if you are a child of divorce, I would think that your parents would like to make sure that you are eating no matter what. Did your father know what was going on in your mother's house? That's interesting. So because he did not grow up with the mother and the father in the same house, that is what he wants to provide for his future children, okay? Madison is wedding dress shopping, and she said that she is an extroverted extrovert. She's loud, she's out there. Opposites attract, maybe, because that's what they're gonna have to give. He seems very reserved, aside from when he's the thuggish, ruggish bone. And she said that she's very in your face. So I'm interested to see how they are going to connect. That's going to be crazy, right? So basically, her mama was a bum. Her mother was not taking care of her. Her mother wasn't in her life. I didn't catch the backstory of that. Maybe that was in the matchmaking special. But because her mother was a bum, It impacted her vulnerability in relationships moving forward. So she is getting to a point where she wants to be able to open up and to give herself to somebody fully. It's probably coming down to a lack of trust. A lack of trust, a lack of security, maybe even having like some abandonment issues in there. And you know what? F your mama. If your mama is just a bum, just to be a bum, girl, bye. Don't worry about that, Madison. Don't worry about that, because Alan's mother seems very nice, and I'm sure she will welcome you with open arms. Madison also lets us know she wants a tall, athletic man with a baby face. That is not what Alan is giving. That's not what Alan is giving. We then get over to Karla and Juan. So Karla is dress shopping, and Karla says she is big on manifestation, right? So she craves intimacy and she wants to have a companion. She said that she has stayed in long-term relationships because long distance relationships because her dad didn't want her to bring men in and out the house. So she's one of six, and I guess her dad was like, look, don't be bringing all your little boyfriends over to the house. When it gets to the one that's going to be the final one, the most serious one, then you can bring him to the house. I'll meet him. I'll do all the other stuff. But don't have no man, we are not a rotating door. I said, okay, daddy, put your foot down. Okay? So she said that once she loves you for life. I said, okay. Juan is tuck shopping, and he wants someone to be in touch with his culture. He's very proud of his culture. He wants you to be able to dance, and he wants you to just embrace all of him. So he wants somebody that he can talk to, make breakfast for, and listen to music with. He then goes on to say that he's an intricate person, and he has a lot going on. So he needs her to be an intricate person as well. And two intricate people, even though they might clash because they have so much going on, oh my gosh, he knows that if you want something to work, it will. Juan is going to get on my nerves, I can tell. Remember in my cast reveal, I said that Juan was the guy that had a little too much dip on the ship. Juan did a lot. Juan said that, people see him and just be like, oh God, oh sir, oh my God, he's so fine. That's what Juan claims that he gets. So we're going to see. We're going to see how Karla feels about you, because I think, Juan, you had a little too much dip on your chip. I think you're handsome, but you ain't all that, okay? So we then get over to our last couple, because this was great. So fast. Thomas and Camille. They're dressed and tuck shopping as well. This is just unheard of. Now, I am questioning why we did not see David and Michelle dress and tuck shopping. Everybody else did aside from them. So we're going to keep that in our mental, because something's coming up in some future episodes, I'm sure. So Camille is dress shopping. She says she is a helpless romantic. So she's looking for somebody that's ready to do the damn thing with her. Thomas said that he is a perfectionist. He's a type A personality and even makes a joke about being crazy. I'm sorry, Thomas. I did not laugh. I didn't laugh. I didn't, not even a chuckle. I didn't laugh at all. Because anytime somebody says they crazy and then they say it with a straight face like you did, and then you showing us your closet, and then you're saying, Thomas is going to be a key. I hope that Thomas does not dim the light that is currently in Camille's eyes. What I think is interesting is Thomas said that he wants to get married because he wants to do a couple things. He has an identical twin brother, and he wants to be able to go on double dates and trips and stuff with his brother and not be the odd man out. Is that why you want to get married? Because if you guys notice, and correct me if I'm wrong, let me know if I missed something, but every time that Thomas talks about wanting to get married, it has nothing to do with wanting to share life with somebody, wanting to create a family, wanting companionship. He doesn't say any of that. Everything that he says is, I'm doing it so I don't feel like the left out. I don't want to be the odd man out. I'm doing it for my dad. And it's like, do you really want to be married, Thomas? Or are you doing it because you feel that at 42 years old, you should be married? That was interesting. Very, very interesting. So we get to a very rushed bachelorette and bachelor party where the girls are at a bowling alley. I said, oh God. Oh God. I was embarrassed. I was upset for them because we have seen some bachelorette parties be cracking on this show. So for them to be at the damn bowling alley, I said, oh, the ghetto. They making y'all look bad, Chicago. The bowling alley. So they're at the bowling alley, and all they talk about is sex. And then over at the bachelor party, they're at just a random bar, and Juan was dancing all down on the ground, breakdancing, getting dirty and musty. And then the guys all talk about sex. And then we skip right on over to the first wedding. I said, what? Y'all did y'all big one, Married at First Sight. I promise you, y'all did y'all big one. So we are off to the races with our first wedding. So Thomas and Camille are first, y'all. So, oh man, Thomas is feeling insecure. So he's talking to his twin brother, and I have to say this. I have a friend here in Milwaukee that looks just like Thomas and his twin brother. I promise I had to do a double take because I thought it was my friend. This is crazy. But he's in there talking to his twin brother and his friend that had a very, very heavy sprayed on hairline. Okay, like, don't touch his head. So Thomas is saying that he's feeling insecure and he's worried that his future wife won't like him and that she might be disappointed. So he's going through the typical motions that a lot of these people go through on the show. And his brother tells him, look, Daddy's proud of you, and I'm proud of you. Like, you're gonna do good. You're an awesome man. You're a great man. You handsome AF. And I'm like, yeah, because y'all got the same face. But like, his friends are giving him very positive words of affirmation. They're bigging him up. They're trying to do their best to ease his fears, to relax him. They get a little choked up. They get a little emotional. And I was like, oh, this is a tender moment. I liked it. I liked the moment. Meanwhile, Camille said that her biggest worry is about him being a stranger. Miss Mamas, you came on a show to marry a stranger. The show is called Married at First Sight. You are marrying somebody sight unseen. Equal sign, a stranger. I do not like when these people come on this show and we go through these motions with them. You signed up for it. Nope. Aside from the one season that old girl's mother signed her up, basically to get her ass on away from her. Outside of that one girl, I can't remember her name. Y'all know who I'm talking about. I think from the Houston season. But outside of that, the average person signs themselves up. So what do you mean your biggest fear is marrying a stranger? That is the premise of the show. It's not going to be somebody that you know. So she said that love bombing would be a red flag for her, but she wants him to have a big reaction when he sees her. Camille, don't get on my nerves, sis. Please don't. Camille, please don't get on my nerves. Y'all know we root for all the over here. And Camille, I do not want you to work my nerves. So Thomas's birth mother let me back up. Thomas's adopted mother, so we find out that Thomas and his twin brother are adopted. The family they got adopted into, they have 4 other siblings. They also have 2 other biological siblings. So Thomas's adopted mother, his adopted mother comes in. They give her a picture of their father. This is where my confusion comes in. If you know, please let me know. Is that their biological father or their adopted father that they keep referring to? Because they give the picture of their father to their adopted mother so that she doesn't have to walk him down the aisle on her own. Very sweet moment. She's grateful for it. She seems like a very nice lady. We then have their birth mother come in, and I said, okay. It went from being like a heavy emotional moment to like kind of tense. And And then the birth mother thanks the adopted mother for raising them. And I'm like, so how did this happen? How did this happen? I I want to know, but I don't want it to be like his full storyline, because sometimes people will harp on stuff like that on Married at First Sight and some of these other reality shows and use it as a crutch as to why they behave the way they do. But I am curious to know, how did all of this transpire? So hopefully we find that out at some point. Thomas is at the front of the church at the altar. He's ready to go. He looks nice. He looks handsome. He's standing up there, nervous but smiling. Meanwhile, in the hallway, Camille is asking her sister and her homegirl, would it be the end of the world if I didn't do this? And they're like, well, no, it wouldn't be. Next thing you know, we see Camille walking the hell away. And the producer walked after her and was like, what are we doing? Camille said, would it be the end of the world if I didn't do this? And the producer was like, what do you mean? And I was with the producer. I don't have time for this, sis. Excuse me. I don't have time for this, sis. What do you mean if you didn't do it? You are fully... And I understand the whole give them grace. No, I'm not going to. You purposely signed up for this show. So Camille then says that this is all too much. In 1 minute, you're ready. She said the build-up was great and it was exciting. And now that I actually have to go through with the thing that I said I wanted, that I filled out the paperwork for, that I went and got a dress for, that I told my family and friends for, that I came and got hair and makeup for. Now I'm regretting this. Now I'm thinking about this. You sat through a whole blowout while getting your makeup done. Were you not thinking during that time, Camille? Nonetheless, Camille said that 1 minute you're ready, the next minute you feel like this is insane. Right now, this feels insane. So then her sister is like, I'm going to come sit with you. Her sister told production, don't worry, we're going to get our check. I'm going to come sit with her. So they go to sit down, and Camilla's like, can I get some water? Yes, please get her a glass of water. Quench that thirst, because your ass is about to get married. So her sister is like, what's wrong? Camille says that she's wondering if she's built for this. Her sister's response is, well, this is what you've always wanted. You're ready to be a wife. You've done the work on yourself, yada, yada, yada. Camille then keeps asking if everyone will be disappointed if she doesn't go through with this. Here's the thing, Camille. It doesn't matter how anybody else feels about it. Will you be disappointed in yourself if you don't go through with it? Will you have regret? Will you, have doubts forever? Will you think about this forever? Will you feel like this is a missed opportunity? It doesn't matter what everybody else thinks. The crew is going to get paid regardless, right? So after she quenches her thirst, she is now ready to take on the world, and she goes and she walks down the aisle. They seem to really like each other off of first glance. They're smiling, they're cute, awesome for them. So, we always get where their families tell their future spouse who you're marrying. So Camille's people want Thomas to know that she's caring, genuine, and optimistic. She's this amazing basketball player that led her high school and college team in scoring, and she's a hooper, okay? They also say that she deserves someone that will have fun with her and return her unconditional love. They didn't give her anything negative, and I was like, awesome. Thomas's people said that he is the nice twin, and his brother was like, all right. I'd have been just like his brother. Okay. Nice is subjective. So, but Thomas's people say that he is the nice twin. He is a fun, ambitious, level-headed, good guy that volunteers and shows up for those he loves. And he's also a good drinking buddy. And she was like, say less. So they gonna be knocking them back, okay? But they get married. They jump the broom. Their vows to one another were nice. They were sweet. I don't put too much stock into their vows because most of them get broken, and most of the times they forget what they said and they don't stand true. But we got a full wedding, y'all. So, congrats to Camille and Thomas. They are our first married couple of season 18. Right away after the commercial break, we come back and boom, Madison and Allen. And I said, all right, we going right into it. Madison feels that everything in her life is great and that she just needs to find a partner. Madison said, I'm good, okay? All I need is somebody right here to rub on and hump on, and I'm good, right? So Alan's parents have not seen each other since his college graduation. He said he doesn't know, or he knows what he does not want based on his parents' marriage. He knows that there are qualities that he has seen in his mom that even though she's done the best that she could, he doesn't necessarily want in a wife. And he knows that there are qualities that he has seen in his father that he doesn't want to emulate as a husband. I mean, it's a very nice, nasty way to shade your parents, but I'm glad you learned from them. So he sends over a gift to Madison, which Camille and Thomas didn't exchange gifts, not that we saw, but he sends a gift over to her that says, I hope you find this appealing, and it's a banana. Now, y'all know me by now. I love a pun, so I was all into it. But underneath the banana was a little blue bag, and he gave her a Tiffany's bracelet with like a very heartfelt note with it. On the other hand, Madison sent him a letter, and the writing was all over the place. Look, I can't write in a straight line either. I need the lines. But Madison's lines were like this. They were going down. They were going straight. I said, oh, girl, what was going on when you... But she sends him a very heartfelt note. He seems to appreciate it. He likes it. And that's where the episode cuts off. This was a good episode. This is how Married at First Sight should go, y'all. We got through a whole wedding. We got through all the dress and tuck shopping outside of one couple. This is promising. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode. If you have not already, subscribe to the channel, thumbs up the video, leave your comments down below. I'm going to watch the after party, and I'll try to get an after party recap up tomorrow if it's worth talking about. Y'all know how I do with the after party. Otherwise, I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.